Welcome to my faction guide for droids. This video provides my recommendations for prioritizing certain droid characters over others in different stages of the game and gives you a snapshot of where and when they can be obtained. The characters here are listed roughly in order of one's ability to have access to obtaining them. This will vary a bit by player. I've highlighted the names of top recommendations earlier in the game in green and recommendations for later on in yellow. You can also look vertically to see my top recommendations by energy or store. Two of the top 3 droids in the game, R2-D2 and BB-8, are only obtainable and promotable through legendary events, which occur every 2 to 3 months. R2 requires a full Empire team of at least 5 stars, and BB-8 requires a First Order team of at least 5 stars to unlock those droids at 5 stars. The third non-farmable droid, Imperial Probe Droid, is exceptional, but only obtainable through territory battles, which takes quite a while. But the first 2 droids you'll want to obtain are Chopper and IG-88, but not because either one is a droid. Rather, Chopper fills out a Phoenix Rebel team quite nicely, and IG-88 works as a scoundrel for the credit heist event earlier in the game and is great on a bounty hunter team later in the game. Between Chopper, 88, and R2, you'll almost have a complete droid team. Adding Jawa Engineer, let's call him an honorary droid, adds a 4th. BB-8 can round out the team, however, you still won't have a solid droid leader. So when you have extra squad arena tokens down the road, you can get HK-47 to lead your droid team. Once you get BB-8, you can rotate him in for one of the other 3 droids or Jawa Engineer. Then, you may wish to use droids in Territory Wars, although that would mean not using BB-8 for Resistance, not using R2 for Rebels or Resistance, not using Chopper for Phoenix Rebels, and or not using IG-88 for Bounty Hunters. So you need even more droids to avoid cannibalizing from other squads if you wanted to use droids in Territory Wars. So there are probably better teams to use besides droids in Territory Wars for almost all of the game. Unfortunately, the rest of the farmable droids are not very impressive. Although once dominant, on the whole, droids today aren't durable enough to make them very useful in the squad arena or for making it through multi-stage events, although Jawa Engineer can help a little bit with the latter, but it's currently not worth getting any of them just to have a full team of 5 droids earlier in the game. You can wait until you get BB-8, and even then you won't use your droids together very much. You may have a 4th droid earlier than BB-8 if you opt for Cassian's U-Wing to round out a squad of 5 Rebel ships, which you need to obtain the Chimera capital ship because Cassian's U-Wing requires K2S0. But if you go with Biston's U-Wing instead, you don't need K2S0 either. There are a couple of new droids, L337 and T3M4, and they bring a slight breath of fresh air to the droids, but they're currently not farmable and still likely won't make droids a huge threat. They may help fill a droid team in the Territory Wars scenario so that R2 and BB-8 or maybe IG-88 can be used on other teams, but we'll see if they're worth it. Now, if the droids were exclusively needed for an early or end game event, then maybe they would be a higher priority. But on the whole, Sith and Night Sister teams, along with Imperial Trooper, Bounty Hunter, and Ewok teams are much higher priorities than the droids are for level 85 gameplay. Therefore, I wouldn't use anything but a large surplus of resources on any farmable droids except from Chopper and IG-88 and very late HK-47, and maybe K2S0 if you need that U-Wing, as these are the only droids that have any utility elsewhere. Let's hope things improve for the droids in the future. And that's it for my droids guide. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think below.